Dwayne's gonna come in here. Where's my phone? You see my phone? There's my phone. And I'm live, so I gotta start paying attention here. And I'm gonna just open this up and tell everybody, like, if you're struggling, the first thing I want you to know tonight is if you're struggling, just please reach out. Please reach out. You're worth this life you're gonna hear us talk about tonight. This is the Attitude for Gratitude podcast. Hopefully, people can hear me. Will you hop on and see if we're live and the world can hear us, because it's showing. All right, we are live. Good enough. If anything pops out with sound tonight, please just let me know so I can get that adjusted and I'll switch internets. It seems like that's been the ongoing issues lately, is the whole side of internet. But that's okay. So I'm going to just get in it. Tonight, we are doing a free-for-all show. We're down here at 4026 Washington Avenue North. Will you grab that yellow speaker, go out there, turn it on, and pair it up to your phone so people can hear the show through your phone on that? Real amateur hour stuff where I'm starting late and doing things sideways. But, hey, it wouldn't be some addict stuff or alcoholic stuff if I didn't do it that way. I'm not looking in the camera. I mean, I am right now, but I'm also updating things while we do this, like I do every single week. The thing is, it's the Attitude for Gratitude live podcast. It's a recovery podcast show that I've been doing for about 3 years. It started at 2218. A young man named Tad A came to me about the show and said, hey, you want to do a podcast? It was during COVID, matter of fact. And he said, you want to do a podcast for the recovery community? My ego at the time was like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I want to be famous and this and that. And I want to tell everyone how to stay sober. I didn't have a clue. Like, I didn't realize what ended up becoming this show. What it became was like something to help me stay clean. Like, this show was part of what kept me clean, and it still does. My ego got checked quite a few times. Over the past few years, and I just made a little TikTok video about it that I don't know why I'm going on this side note. We're going to pretty quick here have a ton of people coming in. But I do want to share about this real quick. Is someone said to me not too long ago, maybe a year ago, I asked them, I said, hey, it would make me feel good if you said this to me. I don't need to tell you what I asked them to say, but I was just like, hey, it would make me feel good if you said this. And this person was like, I'm not going to say that to you. Why? So I can feed your ego some more? No, leave it open. They're coming in. Come on, belly up. First come, first serve. Matter of fact, you're not in here yet. You're in. I'm sorry, Mikey. You're in after Eric and Dave are coming in. Keep that door open, though. So I know I'm a squirrel, but that's what it was someone said something to me that it crushed me. It really took me down a couple pegs, like in a big way, and it hurt. And how I react is what I have the power over today in life, how I react. And in that moment, I didn't react poorly. What I'm saying is, like, I get to react in a different way. Like, I didn't get upset at that person. Like, it's not their fault come on in. It's not their fault that's the light they saw me in. So I know I'm going off on a tangent, but the thing I want to share with people is, like, you've got the power of reaction. I just shared about in this meeting, like, it's up to you on how you want to react. When situations come up and life isn't going the way you were hoping it would go, or you find out that someone sees you in a specific light that really hurts, how do you want to react? Like, I guess that's a question I put on your heart tonight, is like, how do you want to react when things happen and it's not, you keep the door open and things aren't happening the way you wanted them to go or whatever. And for myself, what it was is I had to take a look at self. This person I was super close with, and I thought they knew who I was in here in my heart. Come to find out, like, that's not how they saw me. And it's not their fault for seeing me that way. Like, I have the power now today. Like, so I should go out in this world and change my actions, change how I'm interacting with people. Because if I'm giving out this vibe of some egotistical, selfish, self-seeking piece of stuff, like, that's on me to change. It's not like I said, it's not the world's fault that they see me in the light I'm giving off. You know what I mean? And like I said, I know I'm going off on some weird tangent stuff, but I just hope, like, you follow what I'm saying. Today, we have the power of reaction. I don't even know if I'm wording that properly. I just know, like, what I'm saying is simply, how do I want to react when life shows up It's not always good. I don't, my instant, my, my, you're not ready to talk yet. So, all right, I'm going to go because I honestly, I have your guys' mic's muted. So, what I'm going to do now is tell you guys that you're worth this life that you're going to hear us talking about. If you're struggling, please reach out. We talk about mental health and we know it is a real thing. Self-harm is a real thing, and we talk about that too. There's hotlines, 899. It's suicide hotline. I urge you to use that if you are having types of self-harming thoughts, or please reach out. Please reach out. Like one reaction to some feelings you're having in the moment could last forever, and our actions harm others in a big way. Also, 4026 Washington Avenue North, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Come on down here, be part of this show. You can watch the little fish bowl there. You see the little window. We got people out there watching. Also, Chucky, the Soap of Hope, the soap man, he comes in. Maybe he'll pop in tonight. Don't know. He makes the Armor of Yah soap. It's an amazing product. That's just one of the many things we do down here. Tuesday nights, we have something called the Well Bridey meeting. It's a native-based meeting, but everybody's welcome to show up. Big Man D right here is the one who is in charge of that. Here's my phone. You can TikTok away. Basically, we've got tons of stuff happening down here at Will Work for Recovery. Come on down and get involved. We just had the spring fling. It was a great turnout. I know we've got on Tuesday, the board of events and activities. We're meeting the peer recovery events board. We're meeting on Tuesday, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do next. So if you have any ideas for what kind of parties or outings or events, let me know. Put it in the comments. Like, get involved, be part of, not apart from. We get to do this thing together. We share about our struggles and how we stay clean and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about. Like, share, subscribe. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to say those words and hit the thumbs up, all that good stuff. Share about this from a mountaintop because it helps save my life. Maybe it could help save someone else's life that you know. All right. Tonight is a free-for-all. I don't have scheduled guests. I know it's kind of out of the norm. The Wednesday Night Rule 62 show at 8 p.m. every Wednesday night. That's how they do it. Whoever wants to come on can come on. And I usually have a scheduled guest. Tonight, we're changing it up. We're going to give a couple minutes to everyone who comes in. I did it for a while. If internet's not happening and you guys aren't hearing us, let me know right away, and I'll switch over to the hotspot, and we'll be back firing it up. So now we're going to switch to camera views because I got new cameras in here, and hopefully everyone likes it. There we go. Bingo, bango. There it is. Woo-hoo. You guys are on camera. All right, you're all famous now. We're on. Boom, boom, boom. We've only got about 2,800 watching right now, so it's not that many, but we're good to go. So let's do this. You're all on unmute, and I don't have my headphones on. Let's just start to the left. Who are you?
My name's Katara, Grateful Recovering Addict.
Welcome to the show. Who are you? Oh, Echo.
Eric the intern.
Eric the intern.
Was an addict and alcoholic. Was.
You're not anymore.
Not anymore.
You're not an active alcoholic or addict.
Nope, not anymore.
Young man, who are you?
Hi, my name is David, and I quit selling stolen stuff about 10 years ago.
Woo! And for all of you, we celebrate clean time and accomplishments. Hey, out there, smile. There you go. Yeah. We get to do recovery. What's been keeping you clean and sober?
Keeping me clean and sober is meditation, and just coming to meetings, being with family at the meetings. Because I say that all the time I'm here.
What do you mean by family?
Just the environment, the atmosphere, everybody has their own uniqueness, quirkiness, goofiness. And that's what keeps me sober, is the family quality that we have here at Will Work for Recovery, and just the support that I have personally, especially going through what I have had to gone through to stay sober, is what's been really helping me, because being transgender, it's a hard life.
Yeah, you've been through a lot in this recovery, just in recovery since I met you over at the other spot. You've transitioned, you've done a lot of things in your life that A lot of people can't stay clean and sober through. And you're telling me like you've leaned on the community and have you had support?
Yeah, I've had a lot of support from here, outside of here, for the treatment that I go to. And it's just been really, really helpful because, you know, we all have our ups and our downs. And for me, my mental health is what gets me a lot, but leaning on that support and knowing that it's okay to lean on that support is what's been helping me, because that's been a big struggle for me ever since I was little, was, you know, asking for help and support. You know, I've always been that, you know, you guys know that what I'm talking about, that, oh, I want to do it myself. And I did it. I've done it myself. I got sober when I was 18 and I was still hiding about being transgender. And then I went to prison and came out, and now I just have a really, really strong support system that keeps me on that straight and narrow path to do what I need to do to stay sober, and proudly 10 years sober this year. So,
Nice.
So, and listen, we've already talked about it, and I'm going to have you on as a guest for the whole time because I do feel rude to just cut you off, because you just brought up some things that we could basically have a whole show about.
Yeah.
Definitely, because I know I have listeners that we could have a whole show about it, and people are interested in everything you've already shared about. But the support side of things is what I wanted people to hear about. So hang on, before I boot you out, I have another question for you. But at first, hello. Eric.
Hello.
You introduce yourself as Eric the intern.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, I'm Eric the intern. I graduated from Twin Cities Wellness Center and Recovery Gym a few months ago. At the end of that, I also started Twin Cities Rise. I just graduated from the first part of Twin Cities Rise, which got me the paid internship here with WillWorks.
Nice.
I'm working on being a CPRS. I start those classes next month, and just waiting for that year clean.
Yeah. Who are you, young man? Hang on. I'm also the cameraman on top of what Dwayne's doing. Young man, who are you?
My name is David.
And you,
Applause.
for you. There we go. We don't deal with ego, even though I just started this. You know what?
Hey, I wanted to talk about what you said about responding and reacting.
All right, then with that, you're going
What?
to hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. I want you to tell me about your gratitude, and then I'm kicking you out for you to go find someone to take your seat. Your gratitude, what's it look like?
gratitude for me is being thankful for my mom.
Your mom.
My mom, and she's been gone now for 13 years, but she's still here in my heart every
That's
day.
what's up.
That's my gratitude.
I'm grateful for you. Thanks for being in here. Now go find someone to
Thanks,
take
Katara.
your Qatar. Go find someone to take your seat.
Thank you guys so much. It's a pleasure to be back and be on this.
Glad you're
Thank
back.
you.
Glad you're back. So reaction. What are you talking about? You got something to share about?
When you talked about responding versus reacting, I heard it in recovery a long time ago. What if a fireman reacted to a fire instead of responding? So
I like that.
I know, I do like that. So a response instead of react, a response is something that's trained.
Okay.
So we know that things are going to happen that are going to disturb us.
Mm-hmm.
And it all depends on our emotional sobriety. So when I'm emotionally sober, what happens is I learn how to respond instead of react. Because if I react, it's not going to turn out good. So one of the best compliments I've ever had, and I am not full of ego.
So hold off on the applaud button.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah. I was just kidding about that.
I know. One of the
Oh,
best compliments that you've been given.
that I've ever had is, I can't believe how calm you are. And I just thought, I've never been calm before.
For you, that is a huge compliment
Yeah.
inside, knowing how you've reacted and been in your past.
And one other thing, yesterday I was on a spiritual adventure. I took off with my e-bike from Golden Valley and just happened to ride to 2218.
Good.
There I met with my mentor, and it just happened to be, this guy's name is Dell. He had 55 years
Oh, Dale.
of sobriety
Yeah.
down there. And I thought, wow, that guy got sober when I was 10 years old. You know what I mean? And you know, I never told anybody that it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, wait a sec.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, David. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I know I messed all up. Happy birthday to you.
So anyway, I told Dell, the first person I told was my birthday was this Dell, and he had 55 years of sobriety, and they had all kinds of food and cake and everything else. And it was just an honor to talk to a guy. I looked at that guy and I thought, wow, how many people's lives has he changed?
The ripple.
But the thing
Right.
is we can change somebody's life in 30 days, one
Yeah.
day, whatever.
Thank you.
You know, so many times people want to go all the way to Haiti and help people. We
And
can
it-
help
yeah.
the person that's right next to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just
I like that.
I just had a great day yesterday, and that's the best birthday present I could ever have is getting to hang out with a Native American guy that's got 55 years. So
Dale's a good man.
nice.
yeah.
So, David, and I know I'm just trying to figure out how to do this format. I'm not the best at it. That's why I went back to guest.
Yes.
So, no, don't take offense when I just boot you guys after you share
No.
something. I'm grateful for you, and I want you to tell me what your gratitude looks like.
You know what? I don't practice enough gratitude. You know what I
Explain.
mean? I really have to get down in the dumps, or something has to really happen for me to, you know, grasp my gratitude. So that's something that, and we learn things every day. So today, when I get home or on the way back, I'm going to be more grateful. But I do help people. Like this guy lost a job today, and another guy didn't get a job. And I said, well, at least you have a lot of
Right.
things to be grateful
Right,
for.
right.
So that made me grateful. It's practicing the principles of the program. It's not Dave's program. It's the program.
program.
Yeah. So thank you.
There it is.
So, one last thing, and I forgot to ask Cara this: if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I still want to be invisible.
Invisible?
Yeah.
All right, find someone who hasn't been on the show and tell them to come
Okay.
in.
Thanks.
Not Mike. Mike, you don't get to come on yet. Back to you, Eric.
Back
So,
to me. All
I
right.
just have a question for you.
Okay.
You're trying to hit that year mark.
Yep.
What's been the biggest hurdle in this year for you?
Biggest hurdle, probably dealing with my, mental health. It's tough. I suffer from anxiety, PTSD. I have a TBI, a lot of medical issues, but I've done the therapist. I do the psychiatrist. I work out, take medication, and I'm coming here and being grateful, grateful for Meraki, grateful for the recovery gym, grateful for just being here.
I see you here all the time too. So I know you've really been getting involved, and I'm proud of you and I'm grateful. Just a side note, like Eric's came up to me on multiple occasions and said, hey, what can I do? What can I do for the center? Do you need a hand with anything? Stuff like that matters. You might not, maybe someone told you to do it, maybe not. What I'm going to tell you is there's a payoff on doing that inside, like after helping, it feels good, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
proud of you. And I just want to say thank you for myself, the Attitude for Gratitude show, and we'll work for recovery. It's people like you that you're the grease that keeps the wheels spinning in this place. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Not trying to pump you up or gas you up. It's just the facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Probably just strength,
Superman strength?
Superman strength.
What's your gratitude look like?
gratitude? I'm grateful for the chance to, just wake up and be able to do this, not be in prison. Grateful for everything, Meraki, Twin Cities Wellness Center, grateful for Willworks, just grateful to be here, grateful to have a room at the Next Step House.
Nice.
Got my own room now.
Perfect. Thanks for coming
What
on.
up?
Please go grab someone who hasn't been on.
All right.
Who are you, young man?
My name is James Daniels.
James Daniels. What I'd ask of you is get up on that mic as comfortable as you can, like get close to it. Our
Okay.
listeners always yell at me when I don't tell people, get closer to the
I
mic.
got you.
Quick question for you.
Mhm.
What was your first thought when you walked into Will Work for Recovery the first time?
My first thought, this is my first time here today.
Today's your first time?
It's my first time.
Take us through it. When you walked in, all right, here's two questions.
Mhm.
I'm good at cutting people off. Who told you about it? How'd you find out about this place
Mhm.
first? And then how did they explain it to you? Do you remember?
I do.
All right, tell us.
Well, first it's a funny story behind this, but
Come on.
there's truth. I was I had a download that I would be told, you know, that an old friend would come back into my life and he would say something that would resonate with me so vividly that I would know which way to move. So I was like, okay, so I'm waiting for this sign, and a guy who I grew up with, you know, I'm from Chicago, and I bumped into him, and just what 2 or 3 days ago, just out of nowhere, and I'm like, wow. And as we smoking, you know, we talking, and as he spoke, he said something. He spoke about a meeting, and I was like, and when he said that, I knew that that's what I belonged at that moment. So I got the confirmation what I was looking for. So when I came here, I just felt like I felt like okay, this is the place I need to be. You know, this is a spiritual family that I've been looking for, that I've been waiting for, you know.
Welcome home, bro.
And today is my first day of sobriety.
It is this day one.
This day one.
Look.
So
Hey,
it's
welcome home,
very important.
bro. Welcome
Very
home.
important for me.
What was the vibe? Take me through when you walked through those doors. What was that? What'd you feel? How would you put it this way? How would you explain this place to yourself 2 weeks ago?
Well, it felt like when I came in, it felt like I was divinely guided. You know what I mean? It felt like I knew that the truth lived here, and I understand the purpose of truth. You know, it is meant to set us all free. You know, to set us free from whatever burden that we carry on our spirit. So, and we all have different personal truths, and the truth is about me is this is a day of transformation for me, you know, and I'm just humbled to be used as a vessel so the world can see the truth.
Right.
You know, being expressed in a way not through me, but through the Most High God. You know what I mean? So it's just very, very important to me. So I know I'm where I belong. I know that you know, my faith has to be displayed in a way that represents the Most High God so authentically, and it's just an honor to be used as that.
Nice. So, and I know I'm pushing this along. Two things I want to ask. One is, would you be okay ever being a guest on the show in the future?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I want to confirm that because I'm going to be pushing people along, making this quick. Attitude for Gratitude is the name of this show. Tell me about what your gratitude looks like today, right now.
My gratitude,
I'm just telling you. All right, here we go. All right, Wide World Web alert. Wi-Fi device has connected to a device. Of course, that's what your job is. All right, we're back live and direct. Cameraman, please man the camera. I get it now. Man the camera. Cameraman has nothing to do about your gender, right? Cameraman, man the camera. Because you couldn't say woman, camera woman, woman the camera. That would be all right. I'm being stupid, guys. Okay. Come on. There we go. I'm brand new. I'm a brand new cameraman too. There we go. Look at this. See it moving up there? Okay. Welcome to the show, young lady. Who are you?
I'm Sarah, grateful recovering addict.
Welcome, Sarah. Young man, who are you?
Brian Addict.
Brian, welcome to the show. Who are you?
Ashley Addict.
Ashley, welcome all of you. TikTok, sorry about that. You're hearing introductions twice, and that's Dwayne. You came in first. How long have you been coming to Will Work for Recovery? About.
Ooh. I don't know, probably like 6 months.
Do you remember the first time you came? That first time you walked in? Do you remember it?
Yeah.
What was that vibe? What was the feeling? What was your thoughts?
That I was, I don't know, home. It was easy to talk to people here and all the crazy stuff you can look at.
So here's the thing I ask a lot, and I know it gets repetitive, but it's a question people are always asking me to ask the guests is, how would you explain this to someone who's never been? What would you tell them about, like, hey, come check out Will Work for Recovery. It is
Homey. And like, I don't know, it's so easy to talk to people and nobody like looks at you differently.
very welcoming.
Yeah.
Get off your phone. No. All right. You've been coming here for a while.
Yep.
Tell us about the first time you came.
I came a couple times to the old place, but
Tell us about when you walked in that first time.
I was like, where the hell you sit? I was sitting on the floor. It was so full, but I loved every minute of it and met a lot of cool people. I know Paul from the junkyard for scrapyard. He's the one that told me about the place. It's really laid back, comfortable. People are great. Made a lot of friends. Met a lot of cool people. You fit right in. It's great. It's not all stuffy and formal. And
Right. I think that's a big one for a lot of people. What's been the biggest hurdles for you in your recovery, Bri?
not getting high or getting drunk.
Yeah, but those struggles, like, what do you mean? Triggers or like, what do you mean? That's everyone's struggle, I think. Well, not everyone's, but.
I don't know if I really had a bunch of struggles. I'm kind of burnt out, so I don't, not that complicated.
Imagine that. An old alcoholic or addict burnt out. All right, Brian, name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude.
I'm grateful I wake up every day and I ain't got to get high or drunk. And I ain't got to worry about what pocket my dope's in, where I'm hiding my gun. Ain't got to worry about going to see my PO and wondering if they're going to throw me in jail. I go to vet court. I was in the Marine Corps and I'm almost done with that. It's year and a half of that. I got 2 more months and I'm going to graduate that.
I know that got loud in it. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, guys. Congrats on that, Bri. Go ahead. Come on.
I'm getting custody of my 15-month-old son next month.
Nice.
And that's it was really paying off, not using or drinking or acting like an idiot.
Right? The gifts aren't always just $1 in your pocket.
Haven't went to jail in the last 18 months.
I know we didn't talk a lot, and you guys are willing to come back on the show. I already know that. Tell me about your gratitude.
I'm definitely grateful that I am an addict because I was an addict, I found this whole family that I never had. And I was able to actually reconnect with my actual family. And I recently moved into my mother's house and my stepdad's house, and I'm rekindling that whole entire relationship. And
Nice.
soon I'll be able to see my kid again. It's been 7 years, but it's coming.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And I mean, now I'm working on all my trauma. And so like now I don't have nightmares every night, and I can forgive everybody that's hurt me in my past, and I don't have to think about it every day.
And this is all just because of recovery, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's up. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
To fly because I want to travel.
You're one of the only other ones. That's mine. I always say fly. I always say fly. Then people are like, well, why don't you just do transport? I'm like, because my superpower is flying. Stop it. Any superpower, what would it be?
Get my zipper to automatically go up because I keep forgetting to pull it over.
I guess that's a superpower. I mean, I guess. Listen, I love the two of you. Thanks for coming in and sharing a little bit. Go grab those two right there on the couch are up next. Grab them.
You got it.
Or
man.
her, someone who hasn't been on. Mike's going to be ending the show with us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Serious. Thank you guys for coming on.
See you next time.
You want a water? All right. Here's a chilled water. It's not ice cold. Who are you, young lady, after you part your lips? All right.
I'm Sarah. I'm a grateful recovering addict.
Welcome back home, Sarah. I haven't seen you in a while. What's been going on?
So it has been a minute. I haven't been at Will Work for about 2.5 years. I had a car accident in May of 2023, and I had a TBI. And
Traumatic brain injury.
yep. And after I got my TBI, I became incredibly sensitive to sound, light, large groups of people, and overstimulation became a lot more challenging for me.
And I'm over here just slamming loud music and loud sorry. Okay.
It's gotten a little bit better, but more than it getting better, I've learned how to adjust to
Okay.
life on life's terms.
That's
So
a big one.
I carry these fancy little earplugs that filter out some sound, but not all of it, so that I can hear you, but hearing you doesn't hurt my ears.
Well, I fall short on not respecting people where they're at. Not that, just not being aware of it. Like I wouldn't have known unless I asked. And I'm still over here, damn, big loud stuff. I do the same though. I always have headphones in because something similar. Tinnitus, I think it's called. Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
ever since I had a motorcycle accident and something very similar, like my ears are whatever. The show ain't about me, it's about you guys. So Sarah, tell me about that first time you walked into Will Work for Recovery all those years ago. What was the vibe you remember?
The first time I came to Will Work for Recovery was in 2018.
Oh.
And my first thought was, oh, there's food here.
That were the days Carolyn was always cooking too.
Yeah, it was like back in the day, they used to have potlucks and everything. And so it was my jam when I first got clean that first round, because I could bring my kid and she could have dinner and I could still get a meeting.
Yeah, that was ongoing for a long time. How do you explain this to someone who's never been here? What would you tell them?
Will Work for Recovery has the ability to invite people to get excited about being clean and to learn how to have fun in recovery. There's this lighthearted, joyful energy, which is incredibly important because addiction is progressive, incurable, and fatal. And to live every day with a disease that can kill us in one wrong breath, one wrong step, one wrong choice, we have got to live in joy. There's no other way to do it.
So glad you put it that way too. A lot of times we forget about that side of things. We forget, but it's just like there. Yeah. Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude.
I'm incredibly grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for, I just graduated from college with honors with 2 degrees.
Here we go. It can get loud. We celebrate stuff in these rooms. Congratulations. That's awesome.
I mortgage a house.
Mhm.
I am incredibly grateful to have the honor to be of service to the recovery community in my work every day, and in the work that I do in treatment centers.
You work in the
area.
recovery field, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you're giving back to what gave you your life back. Like,
Absolutely.
because I also know, weren't you something like not aerobic or massage or what? Didn't you do something like that? It was like aerobics or something, or what?
I'm
sorry.
the yoga lady.
Yoga. Or, what did I say? Jazzercise, or what did I do?
I don't know what you said,
That's a
but it
dumb-
wasn't yoga.
It wasn't out of disrespect. It's out of just like he said. Brian was like burnt out. I'm burnt. Sorry, Sarah. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so happy when I saw you come in today. Like, you're a fixture of this place. You've been around since the beginning. Keep coming back if you're able to.
Yep.
Like-
I began my career here. I taught at Will Work first before I moved to 2218 and then went into it for my career.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what we get to do. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I would heal all of the unnecessary suffering of humanity.
That's a biggie. That's a good one. That's a not selfish one, but you get to benefit from it too. You know what? Typically, I'd boot you right now. Is there anything you'd like to add before I tell you to go find someone to fill your seat?
Finding my inner peace has been the most incredible asset to my recovery. Meditation and learning how to feel my feelings rather than run from my feelings, so that when life gets hard and trauma occurs, that I can move through it clean, because life doesn't get easy just because I stop using. It
Share
doesn't.
that.
Life gets better, but the reason it gets better is because I'm not getting high and making everything worse, but it doesn't get easy. So learning how to deal with my feelings and move through pain and trauma and loss clean is absolutely necessary for long-term recovery.
I'm so grateful for you. Like I said, please keep coming back. Love you. Go find someone. Say, hey, who hasn't been on the show? Get in here. I think that girl with the blonde hair sitting there is ready to come on.
Yeah, Jenna.
With who? Yeah, Jenna. Grab Jenna. Oh, Chris? Man, Chris don't get to come on yet. Thank you, Sarah. Serious. Who are you? You know what? Welcome to the show. I've had neither. Have I had you on? No.
I was on in 2018.
Way back.
Way back.
You were my guest.
I was a guest when you first started doing this podcast.
Oh, share that. Pardon my language. I'm an asshole. I forget. What was your name again?
My name is Carla.
Carla. Who were you on with?
I was on with Alicia.
Oh, Miller?
Yeah.
Did Curtis show up?
No.
What a jerk. Wow, that was way back.
Mhm.
Wow. Welcome back to the show.
Your setup is much better.
Yeah, it is, right? I got
Yeah.
to build this from the ground up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ego involved, like TW and pictures of myself. I have no ego issue. Promise. I got an ego problem.
You know, you get to keep some of that.
Some, but the healthy side, I don't know.
The healthy side you get to keep.
I was sharing about that. I made a TikTok about it, and like I told them, like, I'd like for you to tell me this. Like, it makes me feel good when you say this. Not getting into detail. And then they were like, I'm not gonna say that to you. It's like gonna feed your ego. And not that they said it, but that they saw me in that light, and it crushed me. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, it's not their fault for seeing me that way. That's what I was giving off.
Mhm.
Apparently, for a while, I was upset at this person. Like, I'm not ego. It's not their fault they saw me in that light, but that's just so, like, my power is that how do I want to react to that? And like, I can go out there and change the way I'm showing up today. So some of that, you're right, I do get to keep.
Some of it you do get to keep, because I think a lot of times, sometimes when you see someone with like maybe a little flamboyant, maybe a little bit of ego, you forget that the opposite of that is self-loathing and negative. And so I would rather see someone with a big old ego than a bunch of negative self-talk. So you do get to keep some of that, but yeah, you gotta keep it in check.
Check some of it. Check some of it. So who are you?
My name is Tammy.
Tammy. Welcome to, I haven't had you on, have I?
Never.
But I've known you
Known me for a long time.
for a while. Finally got you on. No one's holding you back, right? All right, good.
No handcuffs.
All right, good. When do you remember the first time you came to Will Work for Recovery? First time you came into the
The
room?
first day they opened,
Oh, you were from the day one, A1 day one.
I was.
You were an A1 day one. That's right. This is an OG sitting in the chair here. Give it up for that.
Whoop, whoop.
How would you explain this place to someone who's like, hey, have you been to Will Work? What's it like? How do you answer that?
I say that one part of it is if you have some time in and you want to sponsor someone, this is a fantastic place to find a sponsee.
Give it up for that
Yeah,
right
there
there.
you go.
This is definitely a good spot to pick up a sponsee.
You know, I still love hearing everybody shares. It's an easygoing, pick a number. It's not complicated. And I always say there's about 100 people here because there's a lot.
Yep.
So that can be a little overwhelming, but come with your sponsor, come with your sharing partner, come with your recovery group, and just check it out.
And here's the thing too. I want to, like, Tammy's right. But people think that in what it is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That is what it is. You're looking at least a 50 to 100 people are going to be here Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. If you would like it to be a little more intimate or like smaller and you don't like the big crowds, or you just want to kind of tiptoe your way into bigger meetings, come check out Tuesday night Wellbriety meeting. It's a native-based recovery meeting. we do like 3 different native readings, and we just share, just like tonight, and we share about it. But it's usually between 5 and 15 people show up. And I'm just telling this to the audience and anyone who didn't know, but also like Thursday night, it's a smaller, more intimate meeting. Saturday's a walk and talk, not as many people, especially in the summer. So yes, Tammy's absolutely right. We have meetings of up like tonight, there was like 75 people. I mean, and I think we have 70 couches and like 30 recliners and then a bunch of chairs. So there's always room, but she's right. Like, it can be a little overwhelming. So definitely, just like when we go to relatives' houses on holidays, like have an exit plan, have a safe person with you. This show ain't about me talking. Shut up, Tim. How would you explain this place to someone?
You know, when I first came to Wilbraham for recovery, I was just, it feels like home. That's like the easiest way to explain. It's like when you come in, you don't feel like you're going to be judged. It's not like a treatment center or a hospital where they try to stick us all the time, which go to treatment if you need it. That's not what I'm saying.
There you go.
And go to the hospital if you need it. That's not what I'm saying. But like when you walk into a hospital, it's white walls and locked doors. And here it's couches and comfort. And I'm not like, I don't like stuff. I'm a minimalist. My house is very like minimal. Here, add more. Make me feel more at home. Like I feel like I'm going to like my grandma's house, but like if my grandma was really cool.
Be nice. Grandma might tune in. So what's been some of the biggest struggles for you in this whole journey of recovery? What's like what's been the biggest struggle for you?
You know, I try not to have reoccurring struggles, if I'm being honest. I have my recovery, my addict in me finds new and fun ways to mess me up. And so I've been sober for a little bit of time now. And
Like what, 14 or 15 years?
15.
15. Give it up for 15 years. Yes.
And that sounds really fine and good, but I don't get to stop coming.
Share that. Come on.
So I don't get to stop coming because my addict is lifting weights in the back of my head, and it's finding new and fun ways to mess with me. And I'll take care of something. I'll work some steps on it. I'll work with my sponsor. I'll have a couple sponsees come to me with the same topic, and I'll work through it. And then a year or two later, something else will come up, and it'll just be slightly different. It'll just put a mask on and pretend like it's something new, but it's not. It's the same stuff, just in a different jacket. So it's different enough.
You're sharing about your disease of addiction or alcoholism as like a thing, like a person or a creature or a monster. Like,
it is a monster, and it's lifting weights.
And it's lifting weights.
It's lifting weights, so you better be too.
I love that. I love that. Like, that's amazing. Tammy, what's been some of the biggest struggles for you in your recovery?
My mental health.
Mental health. Good. I'm glad you brought that up. I've had some people share about some stuff. And like I said, 988 is the suicide hotline. And if people are having any thoughts of self-harm or something, please, please, please utilize that or reach out to someone or come on down to 4026 Washington Avenue North or 2218 First Avenue South or 7550 Bass Lake Road, New Hope, Allano, or they're endless. They're everywhere. But please, please, please reach out. Mental health. What do you mean?
To me, my recovery and my mental health have to be working together. The stronger I become in recovery, the better I do at therapy. The better I do at therapy, the stronger I am in my recovery. I am going through a life situation right now where I have a lot of intrusive thoughts about hurting myself again. And I haven't done that in many, many years. And you know, I lean really hard on my therapist and my sponsor, who seem to be mind readers because they both say the same damn thing. But with the program, that's the only, I know in the past, the old me would have already done that action. With recovery, I've got some tools readily available to me that I can pick up at any time I choose, and it is my choice.
Right.
That's where I'm at with my mental health.
What do you tell some young lady who comes up to you and says, like, I've been in recovery for a year now, but I'm having some terrible, like, self-harm thoughts? What do you tell her? What's a suggestion you give to someone who's struggling?
Definitely see someone.
You wouldn't just say, well, do the 12 steps and it'll go away.
Absolutely not, because it doesn't work like that.
Come on.
It doesn't work like that. You can't have one without the other.
So you're telling people like you should like seek mental or seek professional help and like listen to doctors and also like work on your recovery, work on self, but listen to your body and listen to like yourself.
Absolutely.
All right. And I putting words in your mouth. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Stay comfy. Who are you, young lady? Get up on that mic, please. Sorry.
I'm Jenna. I'm an addict.
Welcome to the show, Jenna. How long have you been coming to Will Work for Recovery?
I started coming here just over 3 years ago.
Nice, I bet. Do you remember that first time you walked in?
I do.
Tell us about it.
Well, when I first started coming to Will Work, I was going through, I mean, as many of us are, I was going through a lot of stuff. And Will Work was the first place that I felt that I could be safe for an hour. I
Yep.
didn't always trust myself when I left here, but I knew for the time that I was here, I was going to be okay. And when I started coming here, I came almost every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. I did the women's meeting and then I would stay for the big meeting on Wednesday. I would come on Sundays for the barbecues. Like I spent a lot of time here because that's when I was okay.
That's what's up. What I'm gonna do is just stay comfy. Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Please tell me about your gratitude.
I'm so grateful to have
Mike.
I am so grateful to have I shared about it a little bit in the meeting tonight, but I have a lot of high class problems. I have a couple real ones and a lot of high class ones.
What do you mean when you say high class problems?
So here's a high class problem. I forgot to stop for gas on the way to work, and I have to stop and get gas in the car that I own, in the job that I get to go to. That's a high class problem.
Tell 'em.
Because how many times have I run out of gas on the side of the road because I spend all my money on drugs? I seriously, I ran out of gas all the time. And I get so upset when I have to stop for gas in the morning, and I act like that's such a big deal because those are high class problems.
I love that.
I don't have anything to eat in my fridge, but there's everything in my fridge.
Right.
It's just nothing that I want to eat. How many times was it when I was growing up, my mom would say, if you don't finish that box of cereal with those little bugs in it, I'm not buying anymore. And I'm like, Mom, there's bugs in it. You know what I mean? That's a high class freaking problem. Ooh, there's nothing to eat in here. You know, those are high class. We have a lot of high class problems. I'm not, there's a lot of real problems out there. I have real family problems going on right now, some heavy stuff. Those are real problems. And I get to show up in all those problems with an attitude for gratitude. Is I am so grateful I get to stop for gas and be 10 minutes late for work. I am so grateful that I get to open up my fridge and it is cool and it has food in it. And I'm so grateful. Those are all the things that I'm grateful for. And yeah, my sponsor a long time ago told me that I have a lot of, that's a high class problem. And high class for us, the bar doesn't have to go that high.
No.
But when you come from where I come from and you live the life that I live, they're all high class problems.
Right.
I'm so grateful.
I'm grateful you shared that because a lot of times we forget about stuff like that and we get caught up in self, which listen, our feelings are valid by the stories we tell ourselves. Our feelings are valid. We don't need to dismiss them, but I know personally I can speak from my own experience. And it's like, yeah, I get caught up in my own shit and I forget. I let the world revolve around me in my own head and think like, things are so until real life shows up. Then I realize like, oh, that is high class problems. I love that. I love that. Any superpower, what would it be?
Fly.
That's what's up. Yeah.
It's flight. It's for sure flight.
Flight. I love it. All right. Grab. You're booted.
Thanks.
Please grab someone. Say who hasn't been on the show yet. I think someone's waiting to come
Yeah,
up.
he's waiting to come.
All right. Tammy,
Yes.
I'm so glad you came in. I'm so glad you came in. Attitude of gratitude. What's your gratitude look like?
It looks like something I need to work on.
I love it. Honesty.
I like someone else mentioned earlier, when things are going smoothly and I'm just kind of, going with the flow, I tend to forget to be grateful for my high class problems. When I have real problems, I'm glad that I get to be grateful for the program and for the people in my life who are going to help me through that. So it's something I need to work on, but it's definitely something that I have and appreciate.
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of times I think about when I ask like attitude, great, what's your gratitude? Some people aren't in the mood to be in some gratitude. I've had one person say, I don't have gratitude right now. And that's okay. It's okay. Hang on a sec. What's up?
Oh, my superpower?
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you. Hang on, wait. Let me get the camera on you. You stay right there. I got the power of remote controls, laziness. What's your superpower?
My superpower is X-ray vision.
X-ray vision. By choice or 24/7?
Either one.
You sure either one? You walk into a room, all of a sudden, like you're seeing the X-ray vision and you can't turn it off?
If I can't turn it off, then
Yeah, so by choice. All right. Thank you. Who are you, young man? Joe. All right, now jump back to you. Any superpower, what would it be?
I would take the pain of trauma from any young person who's been through it and make it light enough where they think they have a way out.
So the power to help someone know they have a way out of this. They
Yeah.
can get through it.
I mean, I was a big meth head,
Yep.
Never thought I was going to get out of that, and the traumas I've been through were triggers for all of that. So if I could help anybody just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for that, for any kind of trauma, that's would be my superpower.
I'm glad you shared that. Tammy, I love you. Thank you for being on the show. I love you so much. All right, grab my guy with the glasses. I always want to call him Fabian. Fabian. Yeah, it is Fabian. I always want to call him Fabian. That's his name. All right, back to you. I'm so sorry. What was your name again?
Jenna.
Jenna. I thought it was Jenna. So, all right. Batters up. So, Jenna, did I cut you off in the middle of you telling us what it was like when you first came in? I didn't. I let you finish, kind of, right?
I got it out. You're good.
No, I'm not. I'm so rude. What do you tell a woman who comes up to you say, I'm struggling right now? What do you tell them?
So I deal with that a lot. And actually, I try to be an inspiration. I work for a treatment center. And so I deal with women with their kids that are, I also manage a sober house. And honestly, I try not to tell them anything. I try to let them tell me.
What do you mean? All right, here, Jenna, I feel like using today. And they stop right there. What do you say?
Why? What's going
Life
on?
sucks.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, so you just keep probing them to get it out.
Yep.
Mm.
Because I can tell you what I did, and I prefer to show you what I'm doing.
I like them kind of answers.
But I think for me, in my early recovery, having people to listen, not to tell me what to do, because when you tell me what to do, I don't do what people tell me to do. I never have. That's how I ended up in prison.
Right.
They said, go to treatment, do this. I said, okay, see you, bye.
See you, bye.
So listening, I think, is a huge part. And I think being able to show up every day and say, okay, this is what it looks like when I go to work, when I sit across from you, when I go to meetings, when I have my kids, this is what it looks like.
So you can share a little bit about what you've been through, but you're also there for a sounding board. So this is like no, it's not really. What's the biggest struggles for you today?
To stay out of my own way.
What do you mean?
Well, like I'm going through some things at work right now and things are not going exactly how I want them to. I kind of got a demotion, took a big pay cut. Wasn't my fault. I want to quit. I want to go find a different. I love my job. I have loyalty to my job. That job is what helped me get sober. That program is the one I went through.
Right.
But when things don't go my way, it's like, well,
I'm gonna take my call and go home.
Yep.
So what are you doing to combat? Like, what are you doing then? Are you taking your ball and going?
Oh, absolutely not. So there are two major things that I had to change in my own thinking, and I still work on this. There are days when it's easier and days when it's harder, but there are things I hear a lot, and I have to not play into that. And the first one was, I have to go to work. I have to go to treatment. I have to clean my room. I have to do this. I have to do that. I don't have to do any of that. I get to.
That's what's up. Yep.
And then the other one was I lost my kids. I lost my job. I lost my house. I didn't lose any of that. I gave it all up. And as long as I remember that today, I get to keep what I have now. I don't ever have to give it back.
There's a word called accountability.
Accountability. I was
And
thinking the
damn,
same
I usually
thing,
don't. Hey, you know what? For that, mic drop. No, real talk. Like, thank you for sharing about. Like, it's it's not the easiest thing to do, getting vulnerable and taking accountability. And it's like what you just shared. I still have like clean time doesn't equal recovery. I've learned that the hard way, but it's like, I got to be careful how I say it. A lot of people, it's hard to take accountability for our own actions. Speaking for myself, I'm not even talking about you, but for myself, like, because it admits me being wrong. For so long, I wanted to blame you when it was me. Like, I'm the one, bro. I'm not locked up right now, so everything I'm doing is by my choice, by my actions. It's me who caused where I'm at right now. Whatever. Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude.
I am so grateful. I am grateful to be a part of my children's life. At the beginning of my recovery, I was told that would never happen. And now I have full custody of my son back. I get to work, go to work.
Hey, custody of our children back. Talk about a gift of recovery. Come on. Okay. And
One of them, but not both. And
You're
that's
working.
a new thing. So I had to learn to change what my view of things were. So when I first got sober, I thought, okay, I want to get both my kids back. And my oldest son, who's 16, who grew up in a completely different environment, said, Mom, I don't want to live with you. And that was a hard pill to swallow, because it's like, this is what my picture of what my recovery looks like with my family back together.
your way, you mean?
Yeah, right.
Right.
But today I get to have my family back together, and I have a great relationship with both of my kids, even if it doesn't look the way I thought it would when I got sober.
I also just made another TikTok a couple weeks ago about that same thing. Serious. Like, it's not going the way I pictured it. How do I want to react?
It's
Like, you had the like, how'd you react? Did you go and burn the world down because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's just, and I know I act like it's some newfound miracle, but we've always had that option. Like, I've always had the option of my own reactions, but sometimes I just didn't. I just acted on it. And
Yeah.
today, like, I can take a breath and not act on it the way I really want to. Any superpower, what would you have? Any superpower, what would it be?
I want to teleport.
Teleport.
I hate traffic.
So like, I don't have to leave the house till 8:59 and be to work at 9. Boom.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on the show. Grab someone. I think Mikey's up next, but unless someone else hasn't been on, grab them. Tell them to fill your seat. All right, boys. Here to make noise. Who are you, young man?
Joe.
Joe, welcome to the show. Who are you, young man?
Big dog.
Big Dog,
Fabian.
AKA Fabian. Joe, what's your role here at Will Work for Recovery?
I chair meetings and I get outside myself as much as I can when I do come
You've been coming for how long now?
since October.
Do you remember the first time you showed up?
Oh, scarier than hell.
Tell us about it. Tell us about the vibe when you walked in. You saw it. Like, walk us through it.
So when I first came down here back in October,
Quit trying to flex.
no,
I'm joking.
when I first got down here back in October, my very first meeting was actually the Halloween meeting here.
Nice.
So it was something that I wasn't used to, and
Different.
very different. But it was an eye opener. It showed me that I can actually do something and get very uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I didn't talk to anybody, but then people started coming up to me to talk to me. And it actually was genuine when they asked me, how am I doing? And it wasn't because they wanted something from me. All they wanted was me to come back.
Right.
And that was the biggest like eye opener for me when I first got down here to Will Work.
So, what do you tell a guy when they come up to you and say, "Hey, man, hey, Joe, I'm struggling."
Don't give up don't give up before the miracle happens.
Right out of a book I read.
Actually, I think you told me that once.
I don't hold me accountable to what I may have said. My big mouth got me in trouble. Fabian,
What's up?
how long you been coming to Will Work for Recovery?
Man, I've been in and out of here for years.
Years.
Back when it was before the old spot, before that, I've been in and out of this place. But faithfully, when I got out of prison in 2023, I've been coming. Then I stopped for a little while, but I've been faithfully coming back now for the past like 3-4 months.
Okay, I was thirsty. So
I could tell.
what do you tell someone who comes up to you and says, man, Fabian, I'm struggling. I see you out here always happy. How are you always so damn happy and so much energy?
God, period. At the end of the day, that's when the real miracle happened for me, is when I put God first.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, I mean, my higher power, honestly, you can go to as many treatments as you want, because I've been in and out of them. You know, I've been in and out of prison. I've tried this road many, many times, but it wasn't until I actually put that one thing first, and that was God. I put him before everything in my life, and that's when all the doors opened for me. When I say all doors, all doors. I to be honest, when I was in prison, I had a vision of what my life would look like, and I'm gonna be honest, I've succeeded in then some, because I put God first.
I like that. I like that. You know what? I think that there's no one else out there waiting, right? I don't think so. So is there? Dwayne, what you yapping? Oh, my cameraman's on multiple. Look at he's doing some action. So it's we're closing her down, the three of us.
Yes.
I got the sunglasses boys in the house.
Yup.
I'm about to rip them off your face, boy. Gonna rip them.
Wow, you ain't threatening me about this off his face. That's crazy.
Because he's always rocking them. You're never rocking them. Tonight, man, I usually have a couple pair in here. We should all throw them on and just do
Look,
something.
even the cameraman throwing them on. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got his Lokes too.
Yeah, he got loads on.
He got
Man.
big dogs on. Okay.
Where we at here? Where we at?
Yeah. we out
Okay
here.
then. Yeah.
We out here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of out here hating.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
naked.
you out here naked.
Yeah. You ain't got your hater blockers on.
Yeah,
Trying to
that's
see
what's
my-
going on.
There we go. There we go. Let me get you down. I can only get your arm. You see that? Like, come on, my camera up there. Stand up a little. Look at this man. He's worse than we need to get you a purse. Come on. Wait. All right, you're getting over by Fabian. There we go. Okay. Look at the
Big
sunglasses
dog,
boys. Look at this.
Yeah, we out here, man. It's a sunny day.
The camera's
yeah.
up here. Dwayne, you know where I'm talking about pointing at? That's the man who runs the Well-Brady meeting right there. All right, I know. So a squirrel. I'm really on some sidetrack stuff sometimes.
ADOS.
It's okay.
ABOS.
ADOS.
Hey, come on, what is it?
Attention deficit. Ooh, shiny.
I like that. Young man, who are you?
I am Michael.
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah,
Mike was a
man.
staple of the program when we moved to Will Work for Recovery for the first few months.
Yeah.
So what's changed in Mike's life? And this has been a question I've asked you multiple times back then,
Oh yeah.
and I've kept you away at arm's length because I've been waiting for this next chapter to
The
happen.
growth part.
It's not my place to say that. I said the next chapter. You tell me if it's growth or not. What's been going on?
Well, as you know, I've never really had a job.
Oh, shit. Hang on. I messed up.
Oh, come on.
There we go. All right. No, we're good. We're good. So you said you've never had a job.
I never really had a job. I've had, ins and outs jobs, but I was always in the street, right? So first time. This is my first time in life ever approaching a career.
There you go.
I'm a Boilermaker apprentice right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I work Monday. I got to go back to work Monday. So they send us around. We get paid pretty good. Life is good.
Wait a
man.
sec. You say you go back to work Monday. You making it like, don't you Monday through Friday type stuff? You mean?
No, I work Monday through Saturday. Sometimes I do 7/12s, man. Like
That's what's
yeah, like I just did 120 hours in 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
What's that like getting a real a paycheck that's legal?
Man, it's better than dope money, man.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm going to share a little bit of your story. Mike came in these rooms because of the life. It wasn't really, I mean, he shared about some drugs and alcohol, whatever, but he was in here from hustling. Like that's what you're in here from recovery from, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, that was my main trouble. It was always, I'll always quit a job as soon as somebody talk crazy to me. Oh, do I make this money in a phone call? And,
Right.
Get off me, man.
Right. It wasn't like you guys out there in the audience have heard a lot of my guests, and it's alcoholism or drug addicts or sex addicts or this, that. Mike's was like dope dealing and pimping and like doing these things that you just don't hear a lot of people in these rooms of recovery for that. And that's like, I try to put a highlight on that these rooms of recovery are for recovery. Doesn't have to be one or the other of what your disease or your vice was. You can come find this new life. So now you're making legal money.
Yeah, and the main struggle is being that I never really worked in the past 20 years is I'm trying to get a house and they want 2 years of work history, your credit built up, and these things I've never worked on. I was always, as long as I got a plug, I'm good.
Right.
And now it's like, damn, I should have been working this whole damn time.
Should have, could have, would have. But
right.
You are the father of 2 beautiful young girls.
Yeah.
And like you show up for them and you are the sole provider for them, correct?
Yeah. My brother has them. I'm trying to get the house. I got till October to get a house, which is not going to be a problem if I can find somebody to sell me a house. It's just the fact that I haven't worked.
Right. Yeah. The work credit history.
Man.
And it'll come
Pray.
on God's time.
Yeah,
You listen.
pray.
I talk to the Yahuwah all the time, man. And life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yep.
And as long as you speak it out with belief, it's gonna happen.
Can manifest anything.
Yeah, man. Look, this job from that time with the soap.
Tell them. Come on.
Man, from that time with the soap, I've been doing it.
Share that story about the soap. How this
Man.
happened.
So I was in New Way, going through the New Way thing in what was that, recovery home?
Yeah.
So I was living there and I ran out of soap. I had no money. I was like, damn, God, I need some soap. I go to the meeting that night. Chuck has never been there before. I was going to the meetings like 3-4 times a week.
Yep.
Chuck was never there. That day I said that, Chuck showed up handing out soap. Ever since that day, it's been going.
Life's changed. You want to talk about a higher power? All right, we're gonna do some round robin stuff because we got time.
Okay.
No, real quick, Fabian, do you have a spiritual experience you want to share with us about?
Honestly, like I'll put it like this, right? So my mom, she keeps telling me, like, you know, when God takes people out your life, it's for a reason, you know? So like I felt like I needed to be close to a certain individual. I won't say no names, nothing like that. But ever since I made a conscious decision the first time to remove that person and certain other people, you know, it is like I said earlier, doors have been opening up for me. Like literally opening up for me. I've never had a license. I got a license now. I got a car. I got insurance. I ain't never cared about a license because I'm like, hell, I'm gonna drive regardless. But I care. But ever since I allowed him to take lead in my life, it's just blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. I have a career. I've always had jobs. Dead end jobs here, dead end jobs there, but I really have a career, and I love it. So that was my spiritual moment, was just seeing how good the power of God can really, like, the doors it opens for you.
Once you got the evil out.
Exactly. Once
I
I
like that.
released it,
Yeah.
Because let's not kid ourselves. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing to let certain things go out of your life,
No.
especially women. Like
Right.
I have a film where that's what we're talking about. But we're trying to be what we want to just be an anonymity. We're not dropping names or nothing.
Right.
But like when you're clean and sober, you're also really feeling feelings.
Yes.
And like these old timers want to be like, oh, Tim, you'll be grateful for what you're going through. Bullshit. Right now, it doesn't feel that way
Right.
because it hurts.
Yep.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
Like it hurts.
It does.
And I can't find the gratitude in this pain. Maybe down the road, and I'm sure I will.
Right.
Anything that's happened that I haven't liked and now I'm past it,
Right.
I've grown through it or I found something good about it. But yeah, I get what you're saying, and to embrace that, like certain things have to move out of your life for certain things to move into your life.
Exactly.
One door closes, another open. I like that.
Yeah.
But without pain, there's no pleasure.
I guess you're right. It could be looked at in both ways back
Say
and forth. on
without
it.
pain, how would you know pleasure?
Without pleasure,
without bad, how would you know
Shit.
good?
I went through good pleasure to find pain at the end of it.
Yeah.
Now what?
God.
That means you don't
Both
need the,
ways.
that
But
means
you
you don't
need
need the
both to
pleasure that
understand
much.
both.
I listened to a guy share at a meeting last night, and we were on page 45, 46, and 47 of the big book. Matter of fact, because I remember where we're at. Where's my books? Oh, right here. Because I remember where we're at, I'm gonna read something to you guys.
Okay.
And like just I'll read this here. All right. That was such great news to us, for we had assumed that we could not make. All right, yeah. We need to ask ourselves but one short question. Do I now believe, or am I even willing to believe, that there is a power greater than myself? As soon as a man can say that he does believe or is willing to believe, we empathetically assure him that he is on his way. It has been repeatedly proven among us that upon this simple cornerstone, a wonderfully effective spiritual structure can be built. That was the great news for us. We had assumed that we could not make use of spiritual principles unless we accepted many things on faith, which seemed difficult to believe. When people presented us with spiritual approaches, how frequently did we say, I wish I had what that man has. I'm sure it would have worked if I could have believed as he believed, but I cannot accept as surely true the many articles of faith which are so plain to him. Almost done. So it was comforting to learn that we could commence at a spiritual level. And then this dude we're sharing at, because that's how this big book study at New Hope Alano every Thursday at 6:30 it goes. We'll read a paragraph, and then we shut up for a minute. If someone wants to share it, they share. Then we read the next paragraph. And people are sharing about like their low experiences that they're having and like all this good stuff. And this one kid, Darren, he shared, he's like, God sometimes is pain.
Yep.
God is hurt.
Yep.
Like, and it wasn't the popular belief or the popular first thought when we think about God, but he had a great point. He's like, if I'm going to make God the front and the cornerstone of my everything in life, when I'm going through some pain, it's God.
Yep.
He's not blaming God, but he's saying like, that's God too.
Yes.
Like it takes me through this to get to that.
God does certain things to people in order to see if you can handle it. Because if you can handle it,
keep the faith.
Exactly. Because if you can handle the situations that he puts you through, then that means that you're ready for the next level that he's leveling you up to. It took me a long time to understand that and truly believe that.
But he also knows exactly how you're going to react to that situation too.
On your mic. You're to the right. And
So let me
people,
ask
that
you
one
something.
sucks.
Do you believe never mind. I just lost my train of thought on that.
Because I sidewinded.
Well,
Go ahead, Mike.
I think with God knowing that how you're going to react, he wants you to be able to change and think outside of the box. Because if you're always in your own box, you're always going to be in your way.
Yep, facts.
He wants you to lean on him.
You are your biggest enemy. No matter what it is, literally.
That one piece about he gave us free will.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how all of us, and we're sitting in this room, exercise our own will, either into prison, a hospital bed, treatment center, to the gutter, a tent. Like we practice our own will. Because once I took mine back, that's where I ended up. In the gutter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not the way I was raised.
Right.
I wasn't raised that way.
Me neither.
I wasn't raised to put a needle in my arm or rob out of someone's purse or kick a door in or do grimy shit. I wasn't raised that way.
No, not at all.
I didn't even hardly ever see shit like that growing up. Maybe on TV.
Right.
But I also share about this, like, and I've had people on the show that it wasn't like that for them. But while doing these things, I knew I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't right to shove a needle in my arm, but I did it out of pleasure or whatever the reason was, because I was taking my will back.
Yeah.
It felt better than what the original feeling is, for me at least.
Yeah, it's an escape. But that's the thing. Like, I got to learn, and this comes on the back of removing certain things out of my life, is getting back to learn to love Tim.
Yep.
Being okay in my skin, not needing someone else to validate who I am or someone to make me feel okay with who I am.
Facts.
I need that. That's me. And is that me taking my will back to be on some, well, I got to be right with self? Nope. I think my higher power wants me to be good with self.
He's putting it on your heart to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. You know what, Joe? Pick a number 1 through 100.
34.
34. What's your favorite section in a bookstore or library?
You don't even read books. How's that going?
Ah. Picture books count. He said, is there a porn section? No. That's my answer. I had that question. I'm like, shit, the adult section. What's your favorite section
I
in a
like
bookstore?
the true crime type books.
That's what's up. Fabian, pick a number 1 through 100.
I'm 35. I'll pick 35.
35. What do you collect?
What do I collect?
My thoughts.
How's it clean time?
I don't know. Come back to me.
Nope, don't work that way.
Yeah.
Spur of the moment. What, clothes, gear, jewelry? I mean, there could be more than one anything. Like,
I mean, I
do you
guess
collect key tags when you get clean time? I mean, there's guys.
I haven't done that in a while.
All right, come on. What do you collect?
Guess
Yeah,
shoes now.
shoes. Okay, there's no wrong answer. These are
Shoes,
your
hat,
answers.
glasses.
Yeah.
Glasses. I got a lot of those.
Oh, we know.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, I
boy.
got a lot of
Stand
those.
up and look at these.
Hey.
Dwayne, pick a number 1 through 100. There you go, right there. Turn around. Look at that. 1 through 100.
Let's go 22.
22. If you could be cast in a movie of your choice, what movie would you choose and what character would you want to play? Boondock Saints.
Oh, okay.
Which brother? The older brother. Yeah, buddy. Mike, pick a number 1 through 100.
Well, since I'm about to be 40 in July,
Okay.
I'm 40, man.
Not 39.
Nope.
All right, 40. Is there a certain person that has inspired you? Now, you can't use the host on this one. I'm joking. Is there a certain person who has inspired you? Shit, I know 2 running around out there.
Yeah, I was about to say, besides my kids, man, that's the only thing that gave me the kick in the ass.
There
Your
you go.
kids. That's the best
Yeah,
answer I've
my
heard.
kids.
There you
Joe,
go.
pick a number 1 through 101.
Let's go 101.
101. If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be?
That's a good one.
Your house manager. I'll just play.
I would say eating.
What? That's
Eating.
my favorite pastime.
It takes too much time.
Jeez,
Too much
that
time.
is
I don't take
Prepping,
enough time. I like
cooking,
it.
then eating it. Yeah, that's
I love it. I love cooking, man. You
I love
jailhouse
eating,
ass.
but I don't like cooking.
Okay.
Right. Fabian, pick a number 1 through 100.
Man, number 1.
Number 1. What is number 1? I don't think anyone. If you could have an endless supply of food, what would you have?
Oh my God.
taco, crispy bacon.
Can I name more than one?
Just one. And that's it. Rest of your life. Just
Prime rib.
What?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Dwayne, 1 through 100.
You gotta look at the camera.
Yeah, that's yeah, good looking. 1 through 100. To your left more.
Let's go 11. Just turned 11.
11. If you could visit any place in the world, where would you choose to go? Asia.
Okay.
Asia.
There's a lot in Asia.
Yes.
You just can't say.
Yeah, what part of Asia?
That goes from Pakistan to all the way.
That's everywhere. Hey, he's going to Asia. He's gonna be gone for about 9 years.
You're right. We gonna see him no more.
It's a whole.
Yeah. He's gonna come back with no kids. Mike, if you could pick a number 1 through 100, what would listen to me? That's not the question. Pick a number 1 through 100. If you could pick a number, what would that number be?
Let's go 10.
10. What's your favorite cartoon character? He said blue. Any. He said Lisa Simpson.
No. When I was a kid, it was Bart Simpson, but I would have to go to Boondocks, the brother with the afro.
Riley.
Riley.
No, that's not. No, that Riley's the hood rat. The older brother's the afro with.
Oh yeah, he's the smarter one.
Yeah.
He got some sense in him.
Yeah, the one with the afro.
Yeah,
That's-
I can't think of his name,
The,
but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's Huey and
Huey.
Huey.
Yeah.
Huey and Riley.
Huey and Riley.
Huey and Riley,
That
yeah.
is one of the baddest shows.
Yeah,
You know
it
that it's what's her name plays their voices.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Bro, that show, there is so many voices. There's
I know.
Snoops and that. Like,
They had Lil Wayne on that
Everybody.
episode.
yeah, bro, that
Everybody.
people sleep on the Boondocks.
Yeah,
Like,
that was my show.
that shit was so. That's so funny. There's so many things that clip. All right, 1 through 100.
16.
16. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh.
No,
Reel it in. Reel it in.
Everybody's done that.
Sorry.
But
I mean,
I
some
get in
people.
trouble.
No.
I'm gonna share something. I get in trouble when I allow the guests to
get
Be
outraged.
provocative. I'm sorry.
Be
How about that
no, not
neighbor?
provocative. Profanity.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good. You didn't say that. You're good. I was over here like, weirdest thing you've ever eaten.
Good question, because I've eaten a lot of weird.
Weird to you. Because remember, we had the Asians. We had the Asians in here, and she started saying like, "Oh, fish heads and eel guts." I'm like, "No, weird to you." She said hamburger.
I knew a girl that ate tiger and monkey.
Okay, but was it weird for her? I mean, that was normal where she came from, huh?
Yeah, she was from Myanmar.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Rocky Mountain oyster.
Balls.
I like
He ate
oysters.
testicles.
I like
No.
oysters.
Them are testicles.
They're
Easy.
bull balls.
Oysters.
Oh,
are,
Rocky Mountain.
Rocky
oyster?
Mountain oysters are testicles.
In
from a
my
bull.
defense, before I even knew what they actually were.
Yeah, that's how it usually
I mean,
goes.
you like what you like, bro. This is what
That's what you, yeah, that's what you into, fam. If you like it, I
Hey,
love
look.
it.
Hey, you ain't alone, brother. Fabian,
What's
1
up?
through 2 through 99.
2 through 99. Let me get 99.
99 problems.
But ain't one.
All right, if you had to teach a class on one thing, what would it be?
Recovery.
Recovery.
Why not to the how
Recovery.
not to make this mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
Dwayne, 2 through 98. 88.
Crazy 88s.
What
Crazy 88s.
season would you be? Didn't we have this one?
Yeah, we did.
All right, pick a different one. You pick that. 70. Bum, 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 bum. What fictional world or place would you like to visit? Asia. No. Fictional.
Fictional place.
Say wherever Goku and them from.
Go.
I think that'd be Japan.
Where is that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
where they did,
Dragon Ball Z is,
yeah,
you know,
where they did the
that
training when he
whole
died.
world. Just that whole universe.
Yeah.
All right, then.
That's dope.
Michael.
Yeah, we going with 69, man.
Oh,
69.
Because I'm a Cancer. Y'all on
everyone's
some other
favorite
stuff.
number.
Y'all on some freaky stuff.
What's your favorite tradition or holiday?
That's the wrong question for me.
What's your favorite tradition or holiday? You don't have a favorite holiday?
Or tradition.
Tradition. Family tradition. You know
I-
what I'm saying?
My family is not like
Then
that.
what's your favorite holiday? Don't make this a hard question.
Thanksgiving, because food.
Food.
You go around just
Mike.
collecting plates.
Name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude.
I am grateful to have the problems that I have now, not the ones that I had before.
Yeah, I like that. I
Nice.
like that.
You know, I'm grateful for my girls being out there waiting right now.
Yeah, like good little girls. I made him some chicken nuggets earlier.
Yeah,
They
they
ate a
still gonna be
bunch.
like, "Oh, I'm hungry."
Yeah, kids need to eat, bud.
Yeah.
Bud. Hey, bud.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bud. Joe, name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell us about your gratitude.
Honestly, when I feel like I ain't got gratitude or feel like I ain't grateful, I remember the small things. May not be where I want, but at least it ain't where I was.
Nice.
Right.
Fabian, Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude.
Well, God first, but
Mm.
we'll work for recovery because
Nice.
this place saved my life coming out of
Tell
prison.
him. Tell him.
If it wasn't for this place being open 24/7, basically,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have had nowhere to go. I probably would have been back out there on the streets doing what I was doing before, what led me back to where I was in the first place. So
Mm.
I'm grateful for this place and God.
Showed me a new way of life.
Exactly.
We like that.
And that's why I'm going to keep coming back.
Keep coming back. Don't leave.
Put emphasis on that.
Dwayne, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Yeah, any superpower, what would it be?
Always fire.
Fire. The
Or water.
fire or water. Fabian, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Stop addiction.
Ooh, that's a new one. No one said that one.
Yeah.
No one said it.
I would erase all drugs and everything from the earth. We would never have that problem. Everyone would, you know.
Be in pain. and
Ah.
dying.
No.
Be in pain and dying at the hospital.
Hogwash. Hogwash. Joe, any superpower, what would it be?
I want to take other people's pain so they don't have to feel it.
And you have to feel their pain?
Yes.
There you go.
That's some martyr ass shit.
I'd rather feel your hurt than have you go through it alone.
Oh, okay.
That is, it can't be wrong.
Sympathy.
It's your
Yeah.
superpower.
You on
Yeah,
sympathy.
sympathy.
That's dope.
Michael, superpower.
To use 100% of my brain.
Oh,
Lucy, you want some Lucy shit?
yeah, but you know she died though. You know she
By
She
choice.
became, no, she became a USB, man.
She did that by choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't. She left her body.
So that means
You
all
wouldn't
the
even
powers.
exist.
No, that was by choice. That means anything that I think of, I could do.
called manifestation.
You can do it anyway.
Yeah.
The only time you fail is when you don't try.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't make, man.
That's right. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Like we talked a lot. We had, I think it was about 16 guests that came on, and it was a good show. Not much interacting. I forgot to tell you guys, like you have questions for the guests, post them. We'll get to that next time. I don't know the next time I'll have a free for all show, maybe end of next month or something, but I don't know. I know people liked it here. We had a good group of people that showed up.
Sign me up for Friday next week.
See, we got people that want to be on the show, and I know like the listening audience, you guys like to have it where we get into people's stories. And look at this is what I'm talking about. There goes one of those little girls. Look at that. Little
Yeah, they
support.
grab-
There's
they grab-
support.
They grabbed me some work pants.
See,
That's what's up. They
every
love
time
that.
Good
Yeah.
kids. Looking
so
out
here's
for
the other
Popeye.
thing. On July 18th, I'm gonna have Mark and his wife on, Lene. I'm sorry about the name, but they do Gene Quest, and it's like every third Friday they come down here at We'll Work for Recovery with thousands of pair of brand new with the tags on jeans, whatever Jabos or Lee's or 501, whatever.
They're comfy.
And they're free. So if you do need a pair of jeans, come on down on Friday nights. I'm going to have them on July 18th, and they'll talk more about their scheduling. I know for a fact on July 18th, they will be here. And they set up front. Questions asked, just come on and be like, hey, I'm a size 34. They have it. They've got thousands of pair of brand new jeans. And if you want to donate some new jeans, like they're always willing to take donations. So that's just one of the many things we do at We'll Work for Recovery. But we also had some talk tonight about some self-harm and mental health stuff. And like that hits close to home for me lately. Like, you know, life showed up and something like that happened. So I strongly urge you like to reach out if you're struggling. Call
Please.
988. It's a suicide hotline, but like you're worth this life.
Yes.
You've heard like 20 people on here tonight talk about how they're not getting high or drunk right now, or living that life they were living, and it's all through recovery.
Yep.
We brought up 2218 First Avenue South. We brought up New Hope, Allano, Fridley, Allano. We talked about right here 4026 Washington Avenue North. We'll Work for Recovery. We share about where we do our recovery. We don't gatekeep it. It's here for the taking, so come take it. Like you're worth this life we talk about every week. So come get you some. Get it by the gram, right, Mike?
Get it by the gram.
If
Give
we
out
can
that,
do what
give out
y'all
that
can
number.
do.
You forgot to give out that number for the suicide hotline, man.
988.
That's what it is.
He said I've been saying it. 988. Three
that's-
numbers.
988. I ain't know.
988.
I thought it was
No,
a-
they-
I thought it was a longer number,
Yeah,
regular
I'm
number.
like, 988 what? Look, and, I put it on the screen right
Already had
now.
a squirrel moment.
I'm like, come on, man. You
It's
all over the
988.
place.
But reach out. Like I said, it's no joke. It's no joke. You heard Tammy come on here and talk about some self-harm, and like she's doing something about it. And I get it. It's not always easy to reach out and tell someone like, hey, I'm fucked up right now. It's
Yeah.
not easy. But you also heard people come on here and talk about, I can come down to We'll Work for Recovery and talk to someone about that, and they don't judge me.
Yeah, my youngest daughter actually saved my life one time, man.
There you go. See? But she's like, what? That side
That
note
one
was-
right there.
Yeah. Look at it right here. Look at this little princess. Little wave. You on camera. Now she acting goofy. Go ahead. There you go. It's just one of the many gifts of recovery. So
What's up, man?
I could blab on all night about how you're worth this life. So just please stick around. Please reach out. Like Joe said, like don't leave before the miracle happens.
Literally.
Like this life is worth it.
Yes.
Come get you some. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in.